Hey guys, this is something that I used to play when I was a kid. Do you see a pattern? But this game here apparently has changed a lot because in the past you could just play it whenever you wanted. You didn't have to pay for it. So my one shot I'm gonna do with you guys. So hopefully this will be one video. If not, I'll record it all in one shot and then split in half, depending on how long. So oh look, I love this picture. The game begins not long before your first birthday. I am a female. Would you like to begin with a personality quiz? No. No, 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 no. Welcome to Birth and Infancy. I must be the author of my own salvation. By Lori E. Hester. Okay, you are in a warm, dark, comfortable place. This has been your place since you became aware that you are alive. It's almost time to enter a different world now. Select an action. Will I stay in a little longer, come out peacefully, or come out fighting? Most babies take their time, so I'm going to say stay a little longer. Okay, you certainly can't be blamed for wanting to stay safe and warm. Besides, you are learning early the social merits of becoming fashionably late. Stay in a little longer, because I was actually quite a few due dates, like really late. Don't you think your mother has long enough aggravation carrying you in her belly for 9 long months? Stop being a freeloader and step out into the real world. Stay a little longer. You're setting a pattern of avoiding responsibility that may develop into a serious problem later on. If you don't come out soon, you'll have to be surgically removed, and your mother will resent you for that. Okay, fine. I'll come out fighting. That's what I did. You may be a fighter, but your mom wants you out with more energy than you have to stay in. You will find that everything of value in life is worth fighting for. This fight will end in a draw. You will be evicted, but your mom will be pooped. Soon you will meet her and snuggle up nice and close. All is forgiven for now. Get ready to be born in a flurry of waving arms, screams, and a slap on the bottom. Happy birthday, and welcome to the world. From now on, life will begin to change rapidly. You will learn to accept responsibility, build up your resources, and manage yourself physically and emotionally. The events that transpire over the course of the next few days include: you develop a mild respiratory infection that causes some concern, but no later problems. Your grandmother buys you ballet slippers and a violin for you to use in a year or so. When you get older, your rich Aunt Martha places a $500 bond in trust for you. So, you are in infancy. There are 7 stages of life in alter ego. You play from birth until death. Whenever they may be, your game is saved automatically. You may select icons in any order that are sorted chronologically. I guess we have to do them. This may be parts, guys. A woman walks into a room holding a blanket and a bottle with warm white liquid. Select a mood. Angry and cry. This woman is your mother. She interprets the crying as a sign that you need attention. She picks you up, holds you next to her where it's nice and warm. She feeds you. Some would say that you have begun to show a pattern of manipulating people who are close to you, but at your age, a child cannot be spoiled. Unfortunately, your mother doesn't know this and begins to feel as if there might be something wrong with either herself or you. Stop crying, because you were loved. Now that you are fed, you stop complaining. Your mother attributes her crankiness to hunger. You have salvaged her self-esteem and will be taken care of. So let's put the heart. You don't have many skills yet. As a matter of fact, life is pretty boring. Select a mood. Restless/irritable, quiet. Restless/irritable, because babies are... Well, that's not true. People can be quiet. Babies can be quiet and restless. I don't know. Okay, I'm going to go with restless. I'm going to go with looking around. Yeah, I'll do that one. Feel like you're going stir crazy. I can just imagine. The room is filled with bright colors, but you have trouble focusing on any of them. Ooh, I realize what I will do. Cry and yell for attention, keep looking around, or calm yourself down. Cry and yell for attention. I can understand how new and confusing all of this must seem to you. 9 months of rest and relaxation, followed all by that commotion. And now this? You can't see much, and you have no control over your body. Your crying makes something happen. You are lifted up and rocked. Calm down. Because you are rocked, you are loved. The gentle rocking reminds you of the good old days. Maybe this won't be so bad after all. Adaptation to change is a sign of healthy development. Keep this in mind for later. Let's do that one. Select an action. Oh, this is... No. Continue. Thought that was something else. Okay, lying on your stomach in the crib. Tummy time! You notice an interesting object, a man's arm's distance away. It has a round shape at the top and a ring at the bottom. Determination. Grasp for the object. You have the fighting spirit of your Aunt Martha. You sneak and crawl on your belly like a kitten trying to catch an unsuspecting mouse. You reach your destination, grasp the rattle confidently, and drool on in victory. Intellectual sphere shows a marked increase. Shake the rattle. Emit a pleasurable yell. This stimulates vocal cords and language centers in your brain. Good language skills are essential to development. Intellectual sphere increases. If no one is looking, give a little yell for yourself for choosing this option. Go on. Did you do it? Yes. Good. I just gave you some extra special points for being a good sport. I didn't yell. Sorry. I maybe should have thought that through. You are alone in the... Oh, should we start at the top? Okay, I can't go back now. You are alone in the kitchen and begin exploring the closets and refrigerator. Adventurous, curious but cautious, and I move toward the pantry. You have grand time examining and smelling many of the items in the kitchen. You are young, but have obviously learned that many things can hurt you if you put them in your mouth. You should know that some of the other choices could have led you to early death from accidental poisoning. Your judgment is superb and will help you in later life. You are lying on a soft, furry blanket on the floor of a big room. You are on your back, staring at shadows that sometimes creep across the ceiling. Every so often, your mom or dad passes by and makes a funny face. Your hand gropes in all directions, and your feet pat the floor gently, almost out of control. I am going to be happy and make an O shape with your mouth. You pucker your cheeks in and out and take short, quick breaths. The skin on your face feels alternately tight and loose. A person walks by and twirls their fingers at you. Turn toward the person. You are too young to keep the person in view for a long time. Whoever it is, he moves past in a blur. So this is something that's fun and just like so interesting. Why can't my microphone? I apologize, you guys, for the small delay. There. Due to the fact that there's no volume in this, you are just hearing my voice. So I'm going to move closer. That way you can hear me good. Okay. So now you should be able to hear me gently, softly, and closer to your eyes. I have no idea why the delay in such a matter. But anyway. You are lying down in your crib and are greeted by a noisy neighbor who has a child just your age. The neighbor says, "Why, look at that funny little noise." She turns to your mother and adds, "Don't worry, dear. I hear that noises are the last thing to look truly human." She picks you up. I am going to be angry and vengeful and cry. Wah! Ack! Ack! You make it sound as though she were killing you. Your mom quickly takes you from her arms and gives her a dirty look. Revenge is sweet. So, you are lying down in the crib while your mom and dad are speaking in the other room. You hear their voices deep and muffled from beyond the door. Why aren't they paying attention to you? You will be sad, and you will make noises. You begin to cry. This alarms your parents and is a negative way of attracting attention. Daddy comes in holding a bottle of warm milk, which satisfies you, temporarily. You have just awakened from a nice long nap. Your mom comes into the room and wants to hold you. Happy and smile. This is a great way to make a new mom feel good. Your consideration earns you points in many spheres. You will find that as life progresses, pleasing mother becomes harder and harder. In a few years, it will take doing chores and going to the store. I love it. They say here, like, just love it, hate it, blah, blah, blah. Before you know it, she wants you to become a doctor or a lawyer. Enjoy your infancy while you can. Your mom picks you up so that your face touches hers. Move your mouth. Be still. Move your mouth. You just gave your first kiss. This may not seem like a very big deal to you, but it's very important to your mother. The bad part is that now you have to repeat this act until your entire family becomes aware of your new talent. You can avoid kissing overly affectionate relatives by dribbling on them just at the right moment. It's time to go to Aunt Lucy's house. It's chilly outside, and you need to be dressed in an overall type suit. I am going to tell you what most babies do. I'm not going to say every. It's the same as doing every for people, but I will put angry and resist. You react against being squeezed into this uncomfortable suit by crying and sending out loud sirens of protest. Your grandmother graciously offers help. Cooperate for Grandma, let's be fun. Grandma is calm, unlike your mother, who is currently at her wits' end. You are learning early in life that no one can supply the endless amount of goodies that Grandma can. Your arms and legs pop out of the suit like the first flowers of spring, which secretly annoys your mom, who feels incompetent. Sorry, Mom, just having a fun little bit of tease. You are quietly playing with your mother's pocketbook. She is not around, of course. Look, it opens up so easily. Be devilish. Look, touch, and empty. You know, you shouldn't touch Mom's things. Want to stop now while everyone is still in one piece. No, of course not. I didn't think so. You dump everything out on the floor. Your mom gasps at what you've done. Your dad blames her for leaving it within your reach. She tells him that you ate 2 of his charge cards. You get whacked on the bottom. Oh no, whacking children. That's not good. You are exploring the playpen and are feeling very lively, like a ballerina. You grab hold of the playpen bars and lift your legs up to the railing. I'll be daring. Take some steps. You are facing the wrong way. You walk into the playpen and fall right on your back. Your head hits the mat with a loud thunk. This can be dangerous. Want to try again? Yes. The agony of defeat, you teeter on one leg for what seems like an eternity. Do a half spin and bounce off the floor. That's enough for now. You'll get the hang of it sooner or later. Mom and Dad are entertaining some friends, while you are minding your own business, sitting quietly in a corner of the room. Suddenly a man with a big nose and shiny head puts his face right up to yours and says something in a loud voice. I am going to be terror and hit the man in the nose for the fun of it. Bam! You give him right to the snooze, who feels rough and oily. You are terrified, but he thinks you are playing with him. Fortunately, Dad spots him and ushers him back to bother people closer to his own age. You are sitting in your high chair and eating your lunch, which consists of crackers, strained peas, and a mug of milk. You are just learning how to eat with utensils. Well, I hate peas, so be angry. And escape from the high chair. Your mom pulled you away with a block building session that you didn't want to end. When her back is turned, you lift the high chair tray and slip under it. You hit the floor with a loud thump and cry because that hurt. Crying only puts your mom in a bad mood. See how easy it is to get a person to feel angry when you are angry yourself? You are put back in the chair. Drink the milk. Lifting the milk with both hands, you attempt to find your mouth. You make the connection. The milk fills your tiny mouth very quickly and spills down around your chin. You try to put the cup down on the tray, but it tips dangerously. The cup rocks back and forth, but remains upright. Your mother is saved from having to wipe up a spill. While being taken to the park, your dad meets an old college buddy who is wheeling around a baby at your age. As the two dads talk, you casually begin to eye the baby in the other carriage. Be curious and put your finger near the other baby's face. A baby. You wonder if it has all the same parts as you. Touch the baby's arm. The baby touches you back. You are exploring the environment and learning about one another. This causes your intellectual and social spheres to increase. You seem to like one another. You made your first friend. See, now I believe this area here tells you my score so far. So we'll check that out at the end of this chapter, hopefully. Up until this point in life, Weasley Rabbit, your stuffed toy, has been one of your best friends. You take him everywhere with you, but he's beginning to get on in your ears. One of his ears is torn off, and a recent eye injury has made his face look like a little lopsided. Your mother suggests that Weasley should be retired. You wake up one day to discover Weasley has been moved from the place where you last spotted him. Begin panicky and seek information immediately. Even though you are driven to find out why your friend has suddenly disappeared, you are not in a frame of mind that would ensure a satisfactory outcome. You question everyone in the house as the whereabouts of Weasley. You confront your mother, who looks very guilty, become hysterical, and ask for the doll. You panic, and hysteria makes your mom feel guilty about throwing out the doll. She spends an afternoon tracking it down and restoring it to mint condition, performing major surgery to ensure that Weasley will be with you for your next while. See, I told you, you just gotta do what you gotta do. You were touching something smooth and shiny. You pat it with your hand a few times. Passive. Ignore the smooth, shiny thing. You have ignored a potentially enlightening experience. You failed to make the discovery that you were touching a mirror and that there was a reflection of you in there. Yeah, who didn't want to do that? I don't want to do that. I hate mirrors. You are a guest at your friend Missy's house. Her mom gives you both a box of crayons and two pieces of paper. Become artistic and draw on the paper. You are behaving yourself very nicely so far. You draw a pretty picture. Give it to your mom. A very nice gesture. You can have a good time at somebody else's house for a short while, but there's no place like home. Exactly. Your mom announces to you during a heart-to-heart talk that it's time for you to give up the bottle and drink from a glass, like a big girl. Become disappointed but willing to try. Give the bottle up. Mom understands how difficult it is to let go of an old friend and appreciates your effort. She has a box for you. Open it. Oh boy, a plastic Susie Fantastic drinking cup with a bendable straw. Look at this. It even has my name on it. Mom tells you Susie wrote it there herself. Mom is laying it on a bit thick at the moment. You are sitting in a large place, and a furry man walks up to you. He's walking around you in circles. Frightened, make noises and talk to the furry man. You scream, not a real scream, just to let the man know to stay away. The man yells back, "Woof, woof, woof!" His noises are much louder than yours. They scare you even more. He comes right up next to you. Grab the furry man by the head, because my character's aggressive. You grab his head between your two hands. Hey, now that man is licking you all over the face. Mommy says he's kissing you. Lick the furry man in the face. Yes. His nose is cold and the hairs tickle your face. It tastes very salty and has bad breath. You are in a large department store, waiting in line, and there is an extremely well-endowed woman standing in front of you. She smiles. It looks like she may be an interesting person to talk to. Inquisitive, and ask her some questions. What question would you like to ask her? Mommy said that Daddy has a thick skull. Do you? The lady giggles, and her mom puts her hand over her mouth and says, "Shh! Whack!" Perhaps you are interested in asking something else. Which question would you like to ask her? Do you have a husband? She tells you that she does have a husband. You are alone in your parents' bedroom. There is a shiny silver quarter on the table. Honest and leave it alone. This might have been a tough decision for you. At your age, and even sometimes into adulthood, honesty is often less than clear-cut. Maybe you have imagined that you had nothing to gain by stealing the quarter. You were right about that. Instead, you gained the trustworthiness category. Ooh, yay! We're going to try to finish this in this episode. Daddy says, it's time to go to bed. Going to be tired, but I'm going to ask to stay up a little while longer. Say, I don't want to go to bed. No, ask to stay up a little while longer. Dad explains how tired you are and what a busy day will be tomorrow. The same old line as always. He offers to carry you. When you get to the bedroom, you can ask him to tell you a story. Dad tells you a silly story about the tickle bug who sneaks into little girls' bedrooms and tickles her feet. He waits till you fall asleep and then tickles your foot. You really weren't asleep. You fool him by jumping up and making a noise. You both laugh. He kisses you goodnight and says, I love you. Am I an only child? This is horrible. It's Saturday morning, and Mom asks you to help with some chores. The Susie Fantastic cartoon hour has just begun. Be helpful and listen to Mom. What a good girl. Mom makes you feel very important. As a reward, Mom takes out some special makeup and some old clothes. Just before you play dress up with Mom, the phone rings. She stays on for a whole 2 hours. Darn. You are in a sandbox playing with her favorite toy. An older girl pulls it away from you and screams, mine. Be angry and get an adult. You are able to get your toy back. The girl gets a spanking from her mother. Good. I'm not the only one then. Time to feed the fish. You pinch a small amount of fish food between your fingers and tap on the glass. There is no sign of Gabriella. Be confused and look for Gabrielle. Call for Mom. Gabby floats up the surface from under a big gray rock. Her eye seems very puffy and her body is stiff. You are relieved to see she hasn't jumped in the bowl. Ask Mom about Gabby. Mom sputters through the answers to your questions. She's uncomfortable and sad. Mom explains that Gabby can't swim anymore. Mom says she's dead, that she's gone away. How can that be? She's right there. What is dead, you wonder? You are confused. Mom says that Gabby has to be taken out of the bowl. Suggest to flush or keep. You really can't do that. Gabby will start to smell out the drawer. You still don't understand what this is all about, but tomorrow you will start to miss the ritual of feeding her. You are in the back seat of the car during a very long drive. You are tired, but play games. You are too tired to play games. Are you feeling less sleepy all of a sudden? Yes. Your mom has taken along some picture books and coloring books for you to play with. What would you like to do? I'm going to annoy my mother. Play games with Mum. You watch the cars pass on the road. She uses the cards to try to teach you some of the colors. Let's see if you learned any. There's a car that is covered with snow. What color is the car? White. No, the snow is white. The car is red. Don't worry. Things will be much easier to learn when you get older. Okay, so then I didn't understand it either. You've just passed through infancy. A brief look at your life of this time shows the following. Your family life has been positive and nurturing, and as a result, you have to begin the form of critical bonds that is important during this phase of life. Physically, you have been a healthy baby. Socially, during this phase in life, nothing much is really expected of you. After all, you're still much too young to throw a successful cocktail party, and frankly, anyone who still dribbles on herself probably wouldn't make the ideal dinner guest. However, by now, there are some things that you should have mastered. Your progress in the area shows. You have been the type of child that Mom could trust in department stores. Now, regarding your emotional and personality development, what a trustworthy little lady you are turning out to be. On the one hand, your trustworthiness is a desired trait. On the other, I am curious about why you don't explore your environment a bit more and get into things a bit. For instance, haven't you ever wondered what the zipper on the side of your mother's pillow is for? Well, then unzip it. Your thoughtfulness characteristic really doesn't count for much in this phase of life. Most children often find themselves at the mercy of their whims and impulses. You are allowed to be cranky now. People will tolerate it much better than when you are a teenager. Then your whining and carrying on will seem more objectable. One thing about your character that has a tendency to put people off is your aggressiveness. You are the type of baby who likes to pull on a loose piece of clothing, hair, and any bulbous fleshy objects that come within your reach. You are going to have to learn the meaning of make nice. That wraps up the status for the very first years of life. I hope you like yourself. If not, you can always try to improve in the years to come. There's plenty of time. Come back in a few minutes to play the next part of Alter Ego, or you can buy the game now to skip the wait. Well, we're going to not worry about the wait because this part is going to be done. So thank you for joining us, and please come back next time for the next episode. Bye.